TouchPoints is all about creating powerful leadership connections in the smallest of moments. Mette Norgaard and I have spent the better part of 5 years carefully developing this idea. Mette is a gifted developer of people and organizations. She was born and raised in rural Denmark and has dedicated most of her professional life to helping individuals and organizations reach their full potential from the outside in, as a sought-after thought leader, author, consultant, trainer, and executive coach. I was born and raised in the northern suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, and have dedicated my professional life to helping organizations reach their full potential from the inside out as a corporate executive. I've worked for 4 well-known global food companies: General Mills, Kraft, Nabisco, and Campbell Soup Company. For the past 10 years, I've been CEO of Campbell Soup Company, a position I assumed after serving as the president of the Nabisco Foods Company the prior 5 years. Together, our very different perspectives and experiences have infused this work in what we believe to be a very rich and well-rounded way. Along the way, Mette and I have found ourselves celebrating the differences and delighting in the learning. We hope you do too. This book recognizes that we all have dozens, if not hundreds, of brief encounters and interruptions every day. In most quarters, the prevailing wisdom is to view these moments as distractions that need to be minimized so that we can do our work. Our belief is diametrically opposed to that notion. We believe that these moments are the work, and that how we handle them ultimately defines our success as a contributor and as a leader. Put another way, if we handle them well, we more than likely will succeed. If we don't, we more than likely won't. Let me elaborate with a simple example. In graduate school, I was working 2 jobs and also taking a full load of classes. My schoolwork began to slip, and one of my more demanding and favorite professors called me aside one day. In a very caring way, he said, "Doug, you can do better." In 4 well-timed words, he helped me get back on track. He never needed to say them again, and I vividly remember them today, 35 years later. I know we all have stories where a few well-timed words in a brief encounter have created a very special connection for us. And Mette and I believe that if we work at it in a disciplined way, each of us has the capacity to create those kinds of powerful connections for and with others every day. We call those connections touch points. Touch points take place anytime 2 or more people get together to deal with an issue and to get something done. We view each day as an elaborate sequence of touch points. These touch points can be planned or spontaneous, casual or carefully choreographed. They take place in hallways, on factory floors, in conference rooms, on the phone, via email or instant messaging. Some deal with straightforward, relatively minor issues, while others involve complex challenges with wide-ranging effects. We believe that these touch points are the moments where, as a leader, you have an opportunity to bring your strategies and priorities to life. These are the interactions that translate your ideas and leadership philosophy into new and better behaviors. Put another way, we believe the action is in the interaction. All touch points have 3 variables: the issue, the other people, and the leader. The issue can be your issue, the other people's issue, or it can be an issue you all share. The leader is the person who brings a little magic to the moment. Taking the lead in a touch point is not a matter of title or position, it is a matter of behavior. The leader is the one who listens carefully, helps others frame the issue, creates a sense of urgency to advance things, and creates confidence about the next step. Touchpoint leadership capitalizes on the social networking effect, an effect we call the exponential effect. You see, every person you engage with is embedded in webs of relationships. Whatever you say or do in a touch point may be quickly transmitted to 5 or 6 people in that person's network, then relayed to colleagues and so on. Therefore, when you impart a sense of urgency, people may pass that on. When you inspire confidence, that too may be transmitted. And when you blow it, everyone is bound to hear about it. We believe that the mindset you need to bring to this work must be anchored in an abundance mentality. To be highly effective on this front, you need to be tough-minded with standards of performance and tender-hearted with people. The business world is very demanding. If you don't perform at a high level, you won't have an opportunity to play at a high level. In fact, if you don't perform, you won't play. You simply must have high standards of performance, and you must meet or exceed those standards. At the same time, both as a contributor and as a leader, your performance is totally dependent on other people. Your challenge is to ensure not only that they are highly competent, but also that their hearts are fully in the game. In my experience, if you want people to engage in their work passionately with heart, they need to be engaged by you passionately with heart. You simply need to bring an abundant mindset that is tough-minded with standards and tender-hearted with people to every interaction. This approach is one of the secrets to effective touchpoint performance. In our work, it is clear to us that you need to make touchpoint mastery a priority. It is like anything else in life. If you want to be exceptionally effective at it, you need to work at it. To work at it, you need to make time for it. Now, we understand that the pursuit of mastery may feel a little daunting, but the road to mastery begins with a single step. It starts with handling one interaction a little better tomorrow than you did today, then another, then another. As you pursue touchpoint mastery, you need 3 essentials. You must use your head, your heart, and your hands. In terms of your head, you need a logical model that guides your approach to working with people and to effecting change. In terms of heart, you need a clear sense of purpose and an authentic way of engaging with others. In terms of hands, you need to develop practices that enable you to be prepared and competent in every moment. These 3 essentials are not a prescription for the right way to lead. They are simply a structured approach for helping you develop your way of working with people, your brand as a contributor and leader, and your unique touch. In our book, we develop each of these 3 essentials fully, one chapter at a time. More specifically, we devote a chapter to using your head by making a commitment to inquiry. This commitment is all about developing your own personal leadership model. To do this, we suggest that you consider your underlying assumptions about leadership and ask yourself 2 questions. The first question is, what makes people choose to give the very best of themselves? The second question is, what makes for ever stronger performance in an ever-changing world? As you consider your assumptions related to leadership and answer these 2 questions, you will be on your way to developing your own leadership model, a model which uniquely reflects your thinking and your beliefs. In our next chapter, Use Your Heart, we ask you to make a commitment to reflection. To make genuine connections with other people, you need to bring more than information and experience to the interaction. You need to bring your authentic self. To help you explore your unique brand of authenticity, we ask you to reflect on 3 questions. Why do I choose to lead? What is my code? How well do I walk in the world? As you earnestly reflect on these 3 questions, you will find yourself uncovering a whole new level of authenticity in your work, and it will have an increasingly powerful effect in every touch point. After exploring the essentials of the head and the heart, we challenge you to use your hands and make a commitment to practice. We believe that to become competent with touch points, you must continuously and deliberately practice. In this chapter, we offer several practical ideas to help you become more effective with practice. Ideas about declaring yourself, about leading with listening, about following through with speaking, and about developing your own daily workout. Once your head, heart, and hands are synergistically working together, you are poised to advance your touchpoint mastery. At this stage, your pursuit is all about answering one question: how can I help? Leadership is not about you, it's all about them. Whether the touchpoint is about your issue, their issue, or an issue you share, asking in your own mind or directly, how can I help, at the start of the interaction, opens up space for people to voice their ideas, concerns, and viewpoints. Those 4 magic words, how can I help, shift the focus from exclusively what you want to communicate or accomplish to inclusively finding out what they want and need from you. With that how can I help paradigm in place, we believe each touchpoint has 3 components. We call it the touchpoint triad. The touchpoint triad describes the 3 notes you have to hit to be helpful in the briefest of moments. The first note, listening intently, helps you figure out what is really going on and what others need from you. The second note, framing the issue, ensures that everyone in the touchpoint has the same understanding. The third note, advancing the agenda, means deciding what next steps need to be taken and by whom. After the touchpoint is over, we then suggest asking, how did it go? Is there anything else you need from me? As a reminder that you are paying attention and that you care. Finally, as we have reviewed thousands of touchpoints over several years, we have found that touchpoint mastery is about engaging in a way that is alert, abundant, authentic, and adaptable. Being alert is about sensing the situation in a powerful way. Being abundant is all about thinking in terms of possibilities, not just limitations. Being authentic is about bringing yourself to the interaction in a genuine way. And being adaptable is about developing a broad range of skills so that you can effectively adjust and adapt in every moment. There you have it. In just a handful of minutes, you have a profile of our thinking about touchpoints. Corporate visions and strategies are merely promises. The job of a leader is to translate those promises into real, on-the-ground performance. But how do you take abstract concepts and ground them in reality? How do you take inanimate bullet points from a slide and infuse them with life? You do it 1 touch point at a time. Your workdays are filled with planned and impromptu meetings, long emails and short messages, phone calls and major events. 1 touch point at a time, you achieve a meeting of the minds and a coordination of efforts. 1 touch point at a time, you listen to objections and look for solutions. 1 touch point at a time, you come in a little earlier to a situation and deal with problems a little faster. 1 touch point at a time, you keep engaging until each person stops doing the old behaviors and starts adopting the new ones. 1 touch point at a time, you look for ways to be helpful. In the leadership literature, we rightfully talk a great deal about the crucible moments that mold your character as you go through life. Yet, in our opinion, it is the millions of ordinary, everyday moments that ultimately shape your reputation. We invite you to embark on the journey to touchpoint mastery with a sense of realism and a great sense of optimism. There is a touchpoint right around the corner. Use it well.